Hi, Dave.
Morning.
With Ryan McLeod in your top six, is he a little ahead of schedule of where you thought he might be at this point, and why do you feel comfortable putting him in that position?
We're just trying him there tonight, see how he goes. He's been pretty solid the 3 games, so we're going to try to work him around the lineup, just see where the best fit for him is.
A little bit of a this is almost a bonus. There's a guy who wasn't even on your team not too long ago, and here he is being auditioned as a potential top six solution.
Yeah, I mean, I would say top 9, not top 6, but some of it depends on whether Dreisaitl's in the middle there or not. So it's just the way it looks tonight. We'll see where it goes from there.
Are there certain qualities of his that impressed you more than maybe what you expected out of him?
No, I've watched a lot of them. The qualities that he was shown in the American League, the ability to handle the puck, move the puck, transport it through the neutral zone, solid defensive play, solid positioning are all kind of what we're seeing from him. So he just has to continue to get more experience, and every game he's getting that, and hopefully he continues to grow his game.
Thank you.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad.
Thanks, Sean. Hi, Dave. Another
Hi.
question on McLeod. With him moving into that role, did you consider, or maybe just tell me about the decision that he stays at center as opposed to maybe being a winger and Nuge, who's more experienced, plays center?
No, I like McLeod at center. We've got him pegged as a centerman. He's done some pretty good things there this year, so we'll continue to try him there.
Okay. Is Evan Bouchard going to play tonight?
Is Evan Bouchard going to play?
Yeah.
No, he's not going to play.
Thank you.
Terry Jones, Post Media.
Yeah, Dave, yesterday the Seattle Kraken became an official NHL franchise. With that in mind, kind of curious of what your thoughts are now, going back to when I think you were the first hockey hire there, we're leaving that job and come to this one. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience almost to, go through that with an expansion team in hockey. Do you have any thoughts on where they're at and that whole thing, and whether any second thoughts about taking this job?
No, no second thoughts about it. It was, Seattle's going to be an excellent, a fantastic franchise. They have great ownership. The people that are running that team have done a phenomenal job. The facilities are going to be excellent. It's going to be a top-notch NHL city and franchise. So I got to see it up close there for the first year. When it got pushed back a year and this opportunity came up in Edmonton, it was something that intrigued me. So I still in contact with people back there. It's what they've been able to build in the short time is phenomenal, and I wish them all the best. But I like where I'm at. But it's great to see them finally get the final stamp of approval with the league. And talking to a couple people there yesterday, everything looks like it's set up and going, ready for next year. So they're excited to get going.
Can you just go through a little bit the thought process of what the pros and cons were of leaving there and coming here? Some of them are pretty obvious, but
Yeah, it was just a matter, it was kind of going from more a management role to a coaching role back again. And there's some different opportunities in coaching that didn't intrigue me as much as this one. And that franchise, like I said, is going to be a top-notch franchise. So it was great to work with the people I did there. But this opportunity, when it presented itself, just seemed like the right fit.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Dave, you guys have had some success against Calgary this year. Can you, I don't know, maybe just characterize the what you've seen in the games, the way the matchup has been, and what it's brought out in your team?
It's hard to say because they've gone through some changes there that kind of their team feels like it's kind of changed during the year from where it was at the start to where it is now. The last couple of games against them, we haven't played as well as we'd like, and with some of our travel and that there, I think that was a factor in that. So tonight, hopefully, we can come back and play a better game. But we've had some good games against them. Some of them been close, and the last couple haven't been very good for us.
what have you found from your group coming off of losses? I mean, you haven't been losing a lot lately, and the back-to-back seem pretty rare. So are you happy with the response you've gotten? Do you expect that tonight?
Well, I think we've been pretty strong all year with coming back and recognizing things that we have to improve from game to game. And really, it's no different when you win a game. You try to gear up to win the next one, and when you lose a game, you're gearing up. You gotta make sure you're not getting behind, dropping 2 or 3 in a row. So we've been pretty good with that. Our guys are pretty diligent, and whether we win or lose, we just go about our business and prepare for the next game, and do the things you have to do to be successful. And we've been able to kind of keep our head above water that way.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. I was just wondering if you had an update on Chris Russell and Jujhar Khaira on how they're doing.
Both day to day. Chris Russell's day to day with a lower body, and JJ's coming along, and hopefully he'll be back in the lineup fairly soon.
And I also want to ask you your first impressions of Dmitry Kulikov. I know you saw him a little bit when he was in Winnipeg. What have you seen from him throughout his short tenure here so far?
He's a solid pro. You can tell he's really working to try to grab what we're trying to do here. The game in Winnipeg probably was one out of the 3 that he's played that was not as good as the other. The second game in Winnipeg wasn't as good as the other 2, but he's been solid. He's a big guy that he defends the rush pretty well. He can stop some cycles down low, and he's been all right so far. So we'll see if we can continue to get his game up and going.
Terry Jones.
Yeah, back to the Seattle thing. When you looked at this job in Edmonton, I mean, some things are obvious, your stars and everything like that. But has it transpired to this point pretty much like you envisioned it, or and where how do you perceive where it could go from here? There's a lot of up arrows right now.
No, there's a lot of up arrows. It's gone the trajectory that I would like to see it to go, but the one X factor there, I would certainly like to take the COVID thing out of it and have the passion of the Canadian fans in the building every day, and everything that goes with, being on a franchise in Canada with the passion that goes into the game. It's obviously been curtailed a little bit here for the last year or so. So other than that, it's been excellent. Great people to work with, from management to the coaching staff to the players. It's been all good, other than it's not a regular year on any stretch as far as fans and the true passion of the game.
And what do you think it's going to be like having Seattle in your division going forward with that bit of a history you have with them, and also just with the is there any advantage at all that you have, or with the expansion draft coming up, and knowing the inner workings?
No, they're one of my last things there was kind of doing some due diligence on the general manager, and then they went ahead and hired Ronnie Francis, and after I left, so he's got a full staff in place. So I had nothing. I was more really involved with the infrastructure part of it, that get everything up and going and kind of get a blueprint of a hockey operations and some things like that. Very early stages before they got the hockey people in there. So it was a real enjoyable experience. There's great people there, and like I say, it's going to be a fantastic franchise.
Daniel Jim-Bowman, The Athletic.
Good morning, Dave. Having Kyler Yamamoto with McDavid and Draisaitl is not something you've done a lot, at least with any degree of regularity. I know it's happened after penalties and such things. You have them put them together in the third period, and it seems like you'll go that way tonight. How did you come to that decision, and what does Yamamoto bring that is different maybe than Jesse Puljujarvi there?
Just put names in hats and pull them out, No, sometimes you're just looking for different looks that you're trying to see if you can find something here. They actually played together 2 or 3 games about a month ago. They were playing together, and they played well together. So some of it's, what he can do with McDavid and Draisaitl. Some of it's how I want to balance out the rest of it. So there's lots of conversation. There's pros and cons, all the different ways you go, but we'll see how that goes tonight.
He was a player that really kind of jump-started your team last year, Yamamoto, that is the second half of the year. How would you, characterize his play this year compared to last?
He's been solid. I think he, as far as scoring and capitalizing on opportunities, I think he'd like to be a little farther ahead than he is, but his game is a solid game. He's a smart player, plays hard in the guts of the game, kind of, and he's very reliable in a lot of situations. So his game has been solid. I think the offensive part of his game, he would like to see be able to contribute a little more, but I think that'll come.
Thank you.